Oh no, we're already starting out strong and messing up the casters channel. Welcome everybody to a live stream here. We're starting out strong by messing up the game footage. We don't even have that in here. But it's gonna end strong, and that's one thing I could say about the Charm Nolan cast that we have here today. I'm here today with my buddy Nolan, who's an all-around great guy and great caster. Here to join us to, we're gonna be watching some main matches. We're gonna be watching some open matches. We're gonna see a little bit of everything in between. Nolan, what do you have to say to the viewers?
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me on, Charm. I appreciate it. Good to have a little team up here after individually having casted Ghoul God Bless back and forth. But yeah, I'm excited to get into some good old-fashioned Counter-Strike here, ESEA main. Definitely going to be some good matches here. It's going to be really exciting to see some high-level Counter-Strike.
You do see high-level Counter-Strike every time you watch God Bless. I just want to put that out there and make sure everyone
That is
knows,
true.
make sure it's fully understood that is what we're looking at. But we're moving in today, and we're going to be having a great day, and we're going to be having a great time, I think, personally. Let's hop into the game. It looks like there's maybe a technical pause that we're waiting on, but everybody else, we're gonna be nice and good, if I can get there. It's looking like we're already having issues. Round 4. This is why you force everything to be better than what it is. All right.
Here we go. Pistol round. Hollow
Pistol round.
Point just running it out. A triple kill for Zeke, though, under. He is going to get taken out, but that should secure the round here for Brigada, as it's all on to the final player here for Hollow Point. Just A main. Can he pull the Zaiwu from this spot? Probably not, but we shall see as he gets headshot taken out. Brigada's going to win the first pistol here.
That really just looked like a shutdown entirely. It didn't really look like it was very close at all. I don't know what the strat was going into it. We did kind of hop into it pretty quickly. But, I'd be interested to see what Hollow Point are going to follow up with. It's going to look like a full pistol round. Let's see if they have any strats in mind, any sort of idea. It didn't really look like they had much of a plan going into that. It looked like it's just popping into a normal face-it pug.
Yeah, it looked like they just straight up ran out A, but I'm not sure. Maybe they had a CT smoke or one flash at least or something. I'm not quite sure, but more or less, we're just taken out there, as you said.
I seem to be unable to hear audio right now, and that's a bit of a problem, if I'm being honest. We're on a technical pause, so I'm actually going to hop out and see what we can do about that really quick. We're going to be hopping into a quick intermission. This is already starting out great. We have no problems whatsoever with any of these casts. We're actually great at this, and we're not having any problems.
Oh, yeah. NA production, kick W.
NA production, amen. I really don't understand why audio is all of a sudden not working on. All right, but we're just going to relaunch it here.
Still better than PGL, let's be honest.
That's true. Our audio hopefully sounds better than that, for being honest. So coming into today, Nolan, what do you expect from both these teams? What are you looking for from each of the teams? As probably the best player never to go pro in North America, how would you feel about this game? Going either way.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see because this is actually Brigada's first time playing Mirage.
Okay.
So both teams, and even Hollow Point, they've only played it once. They did win that match, but still, just to see kind of one of the more common maps to see both teams not really having played it much this season. It's kind of, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they have on both sides. Given it is, I guess, Mirage pretty tried and true map. I'm sure both teams will still, be pretty brushed up and ready for it strat wise. It's all kind of out there, but it'll just be interesting to see kind of who is able to take advantage and get another dub moving forward in the season, give themselves a chance to maybe get too advanced.
I think the interesting thing also is that Mirage is such a figured out map that the lowest level pugger pretty much knows a lot of what to do. But it still can be interesting. Some new ideas can still come out, and some new strategies and plans can really have an effect. We're gonna hop back into the game here. Let's see if we can actually get a good look at what we're looking at.
See if we get any minusy smokes today, too.
That's what we're hoping for. Brigada's going to take round 2 right after we have a quick tech pause. And the first gun round's going to come out.
Interesting. Yeah, third round buy for Hollow Point. Going to be light on utility because of that, but still, nevertheless, will be a buy moving into this round for them. As we see the mid default coming in, trying to get that mid control, trying to split the map from Brigada, but Brigada, they're just tripled up toward B, aside from one player here. Zeke creeping up, peering over, looking underpass. Does he get timing though by the player here under him at Con? Currently, Hollow Point just holding their ground. Not playing too far forward. Zeke is going to get taken out in Con by Hollow Point. It's going to open things up a little bit here for them, give them some space to work with. Brigada finally have some pressure on them. They're the ones that have to make the info plays. See if they can find something to pull it back here.
We do get an opening pick. Blinko. Easily opening up the site. No, very little utility used. You know, this has just been a clinical look by Hollow Point. Much better. Obviously, they saved up for this round. The first gun round, Brigada's not even being ready for that next one. It seems like they just weren't ready for the mid control with no response, with the trades not going their way.
Yeah, they were tripled up towards B, maybe thinking it was going to be a quick B hit. But the read not working out this time. Brigada all left on to deviate. And he's going to more or less be forced to save or just get headshotted there on Cat. It's going to be the first round 1 for Hollow Point.
I'd be interested to see if they're going to force back into this. They do have somewhat of a money buy here. But I do kind of expect the pistols as we're seeing now. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how Brigada's going to react to this. It's something that you don't see in open teams as much, is that you normally see teams just kind of pug it out and see where it's going to go. But let's see how they can react. It's looking like a fast mid play out of Hollow Point. Another setup of 3 smokes.
Not giving Brigada any time to get comfortable. Creeping into Con. The flash, though, does get his teammates. He's not going to be able to peek into it. However, Hollow Point still finding the kills, not giving Brigada a chance to make anything happen thus far. Zeke just creeping around default, trying to see if he can get a pick. Does see that molly toward jungle. There, but there's just too many angles to cover. He gets taken out.
They are walking into the stack, but there's not much of a stack to be said. Let's see if Frost can do anything, and it's not going to look like it. It was a pretty hopeless buy for them with no real strategy into it, just praying that they walk into some deagle shots, you know, which sometimes worked out for you, but today it didn't work out. 2-2. Now, Nolan, I have to ask you, which one of these profile pictures do you think is the best, top tier of this entire map?
Well, we got a whole mixture. You got the anime profile pictures. You got, I don't know what this guy's picture is. There's a whole range of them. I don't know if I can really pick one. We've got all the stereotypes coming in. Hollow Point, though, coming out Palace with the flash. They're going to be able to get the first kill, but do get traded out quickly as Brigada. They're holding them off. However, Hollow Point do have at least some control here for a second. Look at EVP though. He actually finds a player. Drive running through CT. What a kill for Hollow, but does spam through triple. That's going to complicate things here for Hollow Point.
Realizing a 1v2. It's not looking good.
Through the smoke. It's going to be the round for Brigada. 3-2 here early on in the round, or in the match, for Brigada. Going to get the early lead here.
Now here's the thing that just seems a bit perplexing. It seems like that Hollow Point had a full control of mid, but they looked for a little bit of switch up, like going through Palace, but they couldn't get the trade with the double up, I believe, by the A player. I don't remember who he was. It might have been Zeke. It may have been anyone else. Who knows? But that double up is huge. Really led them back to be able to get in the site. The trade just wasn't there. Maybe the call wasn't fast enough. He seemed like he was searching across the whole map to find out where it's going to be. But, you know, it's looked like pretty fast. Not really too much space plays on Mirage. They're just kind of hitting hard and fast, and as soon as they're throwing 3 smokes towards mid, and as soon as the smokes fade, they're just trying to take the aim duel. I'd be interested to see how this game sort of plays out slowly but surely. But I'm interested. Even has the wrong teams at the bottom. What are you talking about, Clemmy?
I think he means that the top 4? I think it's backwards between Hollow Point is CT right now because they have their abbreviation for it.
Oh, that's lit. Let me tell you, we've had 0 problems today. Everything has gone according to plan. The teams might be wrong, but you know they're right in our hearts, and that's all we need.
Exactly. Zeke peering through Con here. Let's see if he can maybe find a pick. The early mid aggression from Brigada. To be clear now. He does actually find an opener, but he gets traded out quickly here. Hollow Point still trying to stick around Con, maybe keep control of mid. They do actually find another kill, but walking through the Con smoke, who gets the timing here? That's the question. Hollow Point seemed to be aware of it. The possibility at least, but they're not ready. Finds a player toward Palace, and that's going to open things up a little bit here. Give them a little bit of space to work with.
B-Lurk does get taken out. Lose a little bit of that attack. And they lose another. Hollow Point trying to make their way back into jungle. Trying to regain some of the space that they lost. And we're going to be taken out. It's a 3v2 down to 2v2, or 2v1, excuse me.
Brigada clearing through B. All left on to the final player here for Hollow Point. Walking his way through under. Gonna try to see if he can maybe find something in this round. Does have a kit to work with, but time not on his side. Creeping his way up apps here. There is a player from Brigada posted on Van as well. He's actually, looks like, just going to hold here for the exit. So this will likely be a round win here for Brigada, which will make it a 3-3 game to start things off here.
Brigada, otherwise known as Hollow Point. I don't know what team we're going to be going by. Nice little exit kill. Shouldn't really matter in the CT's the T's economy. Question is, can I switch the teams around very quickly as you all watch, observe? There we go.
There we go.
Now we're back into it. Full Deagle by Hollow Point. Finally on the right team. It's going to be a lot asked from Maxo. Doesn't get any. Unfortunate. Trixie's still with that saved AK. Let's see what he can do with it.
Maybe he finds a timing here. Does have that hero AK, but he gets taken out actually.
Almost opt immediately.
That will all but certainly be the round here for Brigada.
You know, one thing I've noticed from Brigada compared to Hollow Point's gameplay is that there hasn't been much fluidity in the movements. It's just kind of been everyone let's just go to our default plays and then let's immediately go to just take aim moves. Like there seems to be very little creativity, very little map movement. A lot of these plays have just been let's go A, let's go B. By Brigada, but it's kind of worked. Hollow Point hasn't really retaken space. They've just hoped that their individuals can shine through. No flashes back in those locations. No, no like basically initiation taken by Hollow Point. So they're just kind of being run over. The scoreline does look close, but it does seem like it could be a little bit better.
Yeah, that is fair. Even for Brigada, it's kind of surprising too. Their sight hits have not really had a ton of utility, like you were saying, kind of caught me off guard. But this round, Brigada, they're just opening things up again, just winning the duels all around the map, already making it 5 versus 2 in this round.
And even with these pistol buys, I'd love to see some sort of aggression, some sort of team play. I do understand that that might not be shut down, but like, do you really have a chance here one-on-one with the pistols? You do have a couple low, but it just seems like unlikely. We do get one. Zeke, you know, is going to take one out, but the economy in the end is not really going to make a difference. I'm interested to see what Hollow Point comes out with. I'd love to see some counter aggressions to the mid aggression, or just some sort of play. It seems like they're actually planning, and not just aim stars, as our resident Newfie says, pug stars. I do appreciate the emote. The emote is the best. I spent way too much time making that, and it's me just going shaking my hands. So I really appreciate it.
What's the title of that one?
It is Charm Excited 1. So just so you know, you can post this in chat. If you click on, oh, Clemmy posted it, excuse me. If you click on the right of the chat with the little happy face, click. Oh, I'm not. This is actually a different. I'm not logged into my Twitch chat on my Twitch chat computer. You can follow me at Twitch at twitch.tv/charmreceiver. You can follow Nolan at CrypticCasts at twitch.tv.
This round we got Brigada getting some early B presence. They already have four players actually grouped up here toward apps. Let's see if they do set up a little bit of an exec here, maybe with that window smoke, get right smoke.
He's using this one way to try and see if you can actually see if you can cross it mid. Maxo missing.
Trying to find the timing.
Missing the molly. And they're all set up there. The last player is the mid lurk. He's probably going to get timing by Cat as well. Has an opper holding him. As he tucks in the ladder with his knife out, looking for that knife. No Cryptic. Do you believe Bree really looks like that guy?
I'm going to have to guess no. That looks like a professionally taken picture from probably a movie or a TV series. Also with the lighting there, looks like it's a little better than your average camera. That's just my guess.
I do agree. I would have also taken the argument that, you know, one of the main differences I would argue of is that he's a main player, so we know he's probably never seen the outside, and that picture was taken outside. That was the main argument I was looking for, but you know, I do appreciate you coming up with another one. You know, a very valid argument.
What's your over/under on the hours for him then? Maybe set at 10K.
There's no way he's at 10K. You know, I feel like 10K maybe you're advanced. You know, you could be. As we look at the scoreboard real quick, I don't believe he's at 10K. I'd say maybe 8K.
That's fair. This round, Brigada is going for your classic 1-3-1 here. Not taking too heavily into mid thus far, though. Taking their time, setting up their utility deep. Let's see if we can find a player here creeping over the con smoke.
The A-Ray player is taken out. Unfortunate inside of Brigada.
Zeke surely has heard this, but he's still just going to hold his ground here in the corner in con. Hollow Point player close by to trade him if he does go down, but Brigada's in the window. Zeke, he gets taken out. Even though he had the spot, he had the idea, still going to be even back out. Bree creeping through window, going to find a kill in jungle. And that puts so much pressure on the Hollow Point as their side player gets taken out. Do find a bit of a trade, maybe make things a little bit interesting here as Trixie gets that op kill, but Brigada's still going to be able to at least get the ace site for now. Hollow Point are the ones that finally have some pressure on them. Bree, he's gonna find a kill on Cat. Take out player trying to rotate from Hollow Point. All left Trixie on the site, gets headshotted by Bree to end out the round. 6-4 early for Brigada here.
You know, Hollow Point just, again, they're losing mid control. No re-aggressions here. They're just kind of hoping they're walking into their crosshairs, and when they do walk into their crosshairs, they're not ending up finding those frags. As we see, they fully take mid control. No re-aggression from Cat, no punch from Connector. We are finally seeing some sort of aggression towards mid, but it's on an eco, and you know, I think they're gonna have to do more to be able to take down the Brigada squad, because simply they're not winning the gunfights enough to be playing this Pug Star.
And Brigada not in this round either. That's going to be killer for Hollow Point as they just bust their way out A. They have the control already. Trixie peering around the smoke. Little bit of a gap here to play with, but he's going to miss those shots and get taken out through the smoke as well. Brutal round for Hollow Point. Brigada not giving them any avenues and any damage here.
Brigada is just simply on the back foot. Or Hollow Point, excuse me, is just simply on the back foot. As soon as we look forward to mid-aggression and they try and react to that, it seems like they're going to be calling a site play. It seems that nothing hasn't worked for Brigada. It seems like this scoreline should be higher than what it even is. It's kind of unbelievable they've gotten 4 rounds in this, even though they've simply looked like the worst team so far. And part of that's just because they're losing their aim duels, but part of that's because they're not adapting.
It's weird, too. Hollow Point are actually the ones that have history on Mirage, given it's just one match, but they did actually win their match on Mirage and main here, while Brigada are the ones that this is their first time playing it in the league, and yet thus far they've looked like the better team on the map.
And the thing you have to think about even just playing this map and not playing this map is that everyone's played it a million times in Pugs, and I'm sure these guys have as well. This is not a new map, you know, there's not very many new strategies that we're really looking at, but, you know, let's see what Hollow Point can pull out. Almost getting picked. Con player. We're doubling up window, pushing ladder. This is the adjustment we like to see. Some aggression out mid, but Brigada's going in.
Brigada just trying to barrel their way into the A site, but not a lot of smokes or flashes to work with aside from the stairs smoke there, and now they're just kind of stuck. Trying to find some kills. Bree does find one in mid. Puts a little bit of pressure on the Hollow Point as they are just tripled up toward A due to this early aggression, but more or less both teams just holding their ground right now, waiting for the other team to overextend, make a mistake here.
Zeke pushing through Palace. Seems like he's going to call A clear, even though there's 3 members here. Dream even looking to come back. Maybe he hears the nades, though. They might get to rotate in time. As we have Zacher on the other side. TK tries to find the entries. Goes out Palace. Do they expect it? Blind.
Bree getting a kill through CT on that smoke as well. That's going to be huge for Brigada. I believe it is all left. Final player here. Marco going to find that kill. Make things a little interesting. 1 versus 1. Peering out toward A main. Players Hedris here for Brigada. He finds him though. He's going to take the round for Hollow Point. Huge 1 versus 2 clutch, as that is going to give them a 5th round and also be able to pick up the op and save that going into the next round.
It's honestly a bit amazing that they've gotten 2 retake kills through the boxes. I don't know if it's just where they're planning or Hollow Point seems to be the luckiest team alive. But that's where they've gotten most of their round wins, is in disadvantaged situations on the retake. Maybe Brigada needs to look at their after plans, look where they're planting, and maybe try some innovation there. And, you know, sometimes the gunfights just don't go your way, and it did look a little bit sloppy from Brigada in the beginning of that round.
It did. They were more or less kind of just waiting outside A main there after their initial push was not successful. Here we go early on though. Spamming through the mid smoke there. Hollow Point not able to find any damage. Just Brigada once again just grouping up around the site. So for rush speed, do not stop, my friends. They're finding their way up. Stuck behind the smoke right now though. Will this allow the rotate for Hollow Point? Flashes, smokes coming out here for Brigada. Trying to find their way out window. They're going to get taken out, though. First kill going in favor of Hollow Point as they're fending it off. 4 versus 2 now. Holding strong on the B site. It's all left to Bree. And the other player for Brigada here, 3 versus 1 now. It's going to go to Hollow Point, holding down B strong, not allowing Brigada to find their way in this round.
Surprisingly, Brigada goes back to that B site. It seems like they're a bit scared of mid for some reason nowadays. That is where Hollow Point has gotten most of the rounds, and it's looking like Brigada's eco is not going to be very good. Just sitting with the 2 hero AKs, while Hollow Point's actually looking to make an 8-7 comeback. I don't know if they're going to even be able to buy next round. We do have a technical pause, not a tack pause, which is a bit surprising. I've had a couple of those this game. But, you know, Hollow Point is going to be able to buy regardless in these next couple rounds.
Yeah, also, this is going to be...
Sorry, I was going to say I do read chat. I just want to point this out to the haters out there that are hating on the team. You know, I just want to put that out there. These guys work just as hard as we do, surprisingly. I know. We worked very hard to be here today. But chat is overrated, and I believe Nolencast believes that chat is the devil.
Oh yeah, I don't even have a chat. They're non-existent.
Preach.
Until God Bless comes in after the dub.
That is true.
Here we go, Zeke. Once again, peering through Con, gonna find the opener on the free, spamming through the Con smoke. They actually do find a Brigada player there advancing. Gonna make it 4 versus 2 now. All of a sudden, trade out from Bree here on a ramp, trying to get something out of this round, but already gonna be very difficult for Brigada once again here. They weren't able to find the mid control in this round, even though they did come back for it. This round at least.
Unfortunate on that timing, you know. Realized almost had a shot. Does get out peaked. As we're looking on the 1v4 situation to maybe save the 8th round. I don't know if they're going to win this half. I don't know if we're going to be able to bring this back. The money's not looking good. The strats have fallen apart. As Hollow Point seems to have clawed back rounds that honestly they don't seem to deserve. I seem to be hating on Hollow Point, but maybe that's just what I feel.
Nice headshot there from Bree. Does get traded out though by Trixie on Cat with the op. It's going to secure 7-7 tie. All of a sudden, all that talk we've had on Hollow Point, they've been able to claw it back, tie up the game, with a great chance here to even take the lead, as Brigada are going to be on a very rough bye this round.
It's not looking good. I'd be interested to see if they do something fast here. It is kind of looking like an A push, but they kind of fall back. Another top mid smoke. Just looking like a default. It's a bit of a surprise. Mostly pistols. Probably just waiting out the util. And we do see the adjustment from Hollow Point. As much as I've talked bad about them, they have made the adjustments, and it's finally starting to work in their favor. A couple of those retakes just worked in their way. And they seem to be fully in this game and ready to take control.
Brigada just throwing a lone smoke toward A here, hoping that will draw some of the attention. Some rotates here from Hollow Point. However, their player creeping up toward B gets taken out. So Hollow Point, they still have the information. They still have the control, and Brigada are the ones here that are in a very awkward situation. They're just walking their way toward mid. They've got to find an opening. They've got to find something to get themselves back into this round. Flash to get into mid will do them some good here, as Bree does find the opener.
They do still have a lot of utility to make this push work. The rotates are coming in quickly, though. HP, or Trizzy, excuse me. Let's look to find some space as they boost in the jungle.
And we saw last time the silent boost came in, that really caught Hollow Point off guard, dismantled their A defense. Bree playing through the smoke here. He's going to phase it. He's not going to find a player there, as Trizzy's just playing in CT now. Rotating over toward Ticket. 2 players here for Hollow Point. Can they hold on? 3 close with the pistol. Just the Glock going to get taken out. There we go. In jungle, all left to them, but it's going to be a round for Hollow Point. They're going to win the half, 8-7. Recovering off of what was a tough start for them. All of a sudden, they're in the lead now.
I'm honestly surprised. It is kind of looking like a pug out there. We are hearing that in the chat. We're hearing that from our analytics. We do hear that some of them are last pick in gold. That is from our resident gold expert, Clemmy. Good luck on FPL next season. All right, there, Clemmy. And so we're starting to see some of that bottom pick energy, some of that, defeatism. They had what they needed to have. They had the play. They had Hollow Point fully in their pocket, yet they were unable to really capitalize on it, and they started to overthink, overcall. It seemed like they just questioned what they were doing, and so they lost control of the game and lost control of what's going on.
Yeah, sometimes you got to stick to what works, and I think they kind of went away from their mid plays, started to kind of just group up toward A or B there for a few rounds, and aside from the rounds where Hollow Point were saving, it didn't really seem to work in their favor, unfortunately for them. So it'll be interesting to see how things switch up here in the second half, as both teams are on opposite sides of the map.
It is a very CT-sided culture right now, and by culture, I mean game meta, which does lead to a lot of one-sided halves. Are we going to see Hollow Point really just stick in and or excuse me, Brigada really stick in and really show that they're the better team. They did win a lot of those opening duels, but a lot of those opening duels were due to utility and due to good gameplay. Hollow Point has played this map more as a team. Do they have some strategies? Do they have some vibes that they're going to be putting out there that's really going to make the difference for them?
Yeah, I'm really looking for some good executes. I feel like we have not really seen a solid execute with your triple A smokes, the flash timings and everything. It's been more of both teams kind of looking to see if they can find the timings, find the space. But pistol will definitely play huge, and will definitely give whatever team wins that the momentum to potentially build up a couple rounds in the econ early on. Could play huge in the rest of the half.
You know, I'm just going to be interested to see how they're going to build their half and how we're really going to look. I think that both teams obviously are in this game. It's very close. I don't know what they're sitting there talking about for about 2 hours. Probably someone taking a piss break. But that's just where it's at. Also, Nolan, did you get my message about posting in the match page?
I did.
Okay.
I need to do that real quick.
I'm just going to, just ask him for it. Because I forgot to do it, to be honest. To be 100% honest with you.
Understandable.
So, Nolan,
Yes, sir.
you've been in these situations many times. 8-7 in a main game. Top fragging, usually. Team is on the rocks. Not ROPS. Excuse me. What do you do to hype your team up? What do you say to them?
Well, yeah, as a hard stuck, open, below 60 ADR player, I definitely, listen. Cool Fair said in our last match when we were down 15, whatever it was on Nuke, I think it was 15-7, the classic Fallen clip where he said, hey guys, listen, if you think we're good, now's the time to prove it. Unfortunately, we lost that round, and then we lost the game. But,
unfortunate.
Well,
we're hopping into this pistol round. Let's hop into the game here. It's looking like a heavy A lean as a heavy B lean for Brigada. Unfortunate, looking like the pug strats are pulling out.
Bree and CT just tapping away, trying to find some damage. Not going to be able to do so. Bree hit an angle here in jungle, but they're just charging their way forward to him. They're going to find that opener. They're going to get the plant. 5v4 retake coming in from Brigada. Bree does find a nice little headshot there. Makes things a little interesting, but they are the ones. Time not on their side. They got to find their way in. They do find a few kills. All of a sudden, 4 versus 2. Pretty finding some good damage, but they're only going to get one. All left onto Zeke. Does get the first headshot onto CT. That'll keep things interesting. Being pushed from default. And Firebox, though, he's just running around trying to stay alive, but he does get taken out. And that's going to be the pistol for Brigada. Going to even things back out right away.
That's a huge retake. We're going to have to see what's going to come in with the second round fours, which is the most important round, I think, of the game, regardless of pistol. It's a good strat by Hollow Point. Unfortunately, the shots didn't go their way. Brigada looked like they had some good opportunities, and they took those opportunities. It seems like Hollow Point really took some space that they didn't necessarily need to. And actually, we're not going to see the full buy here.
And just like last half, we're going to see the T side elect to save and just go for a third round buy. You have some pistols here, but nevertheless, will still make things difficult for them this round as they're just grouping up around B. Maybe trying to find a timing here. They do have 2 flashes to work with. They just find a headshot without him, though. And all of a sudden, player toward Cat Bree does at least stop the plant for now. He's going to smoke himself off. Try to just stay alive, fend off this play from Hollow Point for just a little bit longer. But they do get the bomb down. All of a sudden, it's 3 versus 2. On just upgraded pistols somehow, some way. Hollow Point. Right now, Bree coming in through apps, trying to find any of these players, but they're holding strong, not showing themselves, and they're going to find the round here. Hollow Point just on pistols, finding the round. They're going to reset Brigada.
That opening pick was huge. They didn't have much retake utility. They had to kind of rush into the play. Brigada was looking forward to having that sort of forced round buy, so they forced around a lot of guns, which means very little utility and very little anti-eco setup. They were set up 3 towards A. Actually, they were set up 2 towards. They were 2-on-2, but still did not manage to get any sort of trade kill. They went the first opening pick went the side of Hollow Point, and then it was taken back immediately by Brigada.
Definitely not ideal at all for Brigada. That's going to make things very difficult for them this round. Do would like to force back. Nice headshot from Bree. Fending off the apps push once again. Hollow Point trying to find their way into B. Bree holding strong, finding some good damage. Not going to be able to get the kill there, though. As Hollow Point going to once again find the B site. 4 versus 2 after playing here. As Brigada got to find their way back in. You know, I actually just realized as well, I think I've been calling almost every player for Brigada Bree.
You absolutely have, and I wanted to tell you about it. But, you know, it was kind of funny. You know, I respected it. It is a bit confusing, especially when they put their team name at the end, and the other team puts their team name at the beginning.
Yeah, why would you put it at the end? I've never understood that choice.
I don't know. I kind of wish that... Oh, nice shot by Bree. I kind of wish that, you know, the team names had a separation between them. And I think that's mostly what I think about when it says a team name. Not so you have to put it in your team. You know what I mean? Like, I wish it was like HP space yuppie, or you know, HP space plays. Yeah, it's like a cleaner look. You know, a little bit more discerning of which player is which.
That was killing me yesterday when I was casting God Bless versus Zhang Zhang over on Cryptic Cast, twitch.tv/CrypticCast.
The notorious
Self
plug.
promo.
Even better production quality than here. That's a guarantee.
I still don't have the animated transitions, the music and everything. I mean,
that's true. I'm
getting dipped.
A couple things went wrong. We were looking for some sort of, you know, some automated replays, but I worked way too hard on that, and it didn't even seem to work. So, you know, it's a bit of a disappointment. As we're looking at a Unicorn round, not much happening.
Yeah, Brigada just choosing the gamble stack toward A, and Hollow Point just sticking to their guns, continuing to just run it out B. As they actually get a team kill with the Molly. That's not going to likely change the outcome as this round, as they have B on lock. Brigada completely locked out of this round, just gambling the A stack. Hollow Point are going to find themselves at 11-8. They continue to keep the momentum on from their CT half.
Newfie's asking about the God Bless team from yesterday. Newfie putting up a huge performance for God Bless. Probably the second best player on that team. The other one, I think, I can't remember his name. He's famous. Charmless, I believe. Charmless.
Yes, the best open IGL of the entire.
Okay, we don't have to qualify with open. I just want to put that out there. You know, best IGL overall. As we see, you know, Hollow Point's showing their experience here. They're showing really that Brigada is just a bunch of puggers as we get over to the B site as they're all stacked today.
Nice headshot there for Brigada. Or sorry, for off-camera action. Confused me. Maxo spamming through the smoke, trying to find some damage. They're just creeping around the smoke. Brigada trying to hold on, play around the smoke. He does find a nice little kill here. 4 versus 2 all of a sudden. Ross looking to CT. Had to find that to make it interesting. He doesn't find that one, so Brigada are going to secure this round and get themselves up to 11-9.
The crazy thing about this is that we're seeing consecutively that they're taking the A site fully controlled, yet unable to hold on to it. And I don't know what that says about the game, but the CTs have been able to take back every single time that anyone's taken A site. As we see the first play towards mid by Hollow Point.
Zeke is going to find the opener for them, but they're still stuck in top mid. I think it's a little awkward as they're going to have to probably re-smoke the angles here to make sure they do not get picked off. Hollow Point, though, they're going to just get taken out through the smoke. Not even getting an opportunity to trade back. And they lose their opening advantage in a bit of a disaster here as they're now down 4 versus 2. Just trying to see if they can find their way up B. They still have one player left to deal with, though. Jump spotting from Brigada. He does spot it out. Finds the first kill. Frost, though, he's going to trade him out, make things a little interesting, but they already have players rotating closing in on this. Op angle surely gets this kill as they're going to finish out the round. Brigada going to find this round. 11-10. Now your score line.
Hollow Point looking like they're losing their composure here. Some sort of rush utility, you know, the trades aren't there, the looks aren't there. It's just looking a bit sloppy from both sides on T side, but I will say Brigada has looked cleaner on both sides of the half.
Yeah, even after finding the opener for Hollow Point, they were still just kind of stuck in top mid. Weren't able to get much more done. This round, just grouping up around B on the light buy here. Just some pistols and a hero AK for Zeke.
It's the only play that simply worked for them, and so they're going to keep running it back. They seem unable to control a default, so they're just praying to get lucky here.
Go PTK on the side. Do they check him? They didn't at first, but he still gets taken out. Hollow Point, find a plant. Find an after plant. 4 versus 2 now all of a sudden. Zeke also finding a headshot through the smoke. And it's all left. Zacher trying to find an angle, trying to find any players overextending from Hollow Point, but if he can't find anything here soon, he's just gonna have to save as Trizzy. The running one tap. What a shot from him. That's gonna force Brigada's final member to save.
You know, it's just simply looking like, yes, this is their only strat, but apparently Brigada can't hold on to it. Hollow Point, you know, not looking like they have the greatest default, not looking like they have a deep playbook, but if you have one playbook consecutively it works all the time, why do you need to change it? Why do you need to adjust?
Classic, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's what Hollow Point is starting to do here, as they have been finding the B site. They have been exploiting the defense here from Brigada. As they have it 12-10, we have a bit of a pause here, presumably a tack pause.
I think the HUD is lying to us when it says technical pause. The question is, what are they talking about? As some of our commentators bring up, there's no flashes. There's no utility. It's just kind of a throw utility and run out. The team play has been lacking from both sides. I understand, but to be honest, I feel like I could be watching a level 10 pub. Not much has changed. Not much depth has been thrown into this game so far from both sides. Yes, it's Mirage. Yes, it's a puggy map. But there's even ways to find creativity and ways to play a little bit more together. And I think Hollow Point is showing their weakness. They seemed like the stronger side on T side when they first came out, you know, but they seem to only have one strategy. But it seems to be working for them. You know, Brigada unable to hold certain angles, but no utility is really being thrown to hold certain sites. The only thing they really change is where they're stacking.
And this round, they do find the opener here. A little bit of a change-up as they get a player into apps early to take that first duel. Now it's just going to pull it back. Even gets the AK to the player there up on balcony. Hollow Point not as committed this round to B as they have been, though, as they're currently just holding their positions. Brigada just on the pistols are able to find the opener, make this a little interesting, but they still don't have a lot of util to work with. Rizzy just barreling his way back up B, finding some good damage, jumps out, finds a kill, and he finds the second player on B here as well, just completely opening up the site all on his lonesome. As somehow, once again, Hollow Point just finding their way right into B.
No way. He walks right past him. Oh, he gets spotted. The jig up.
It's unfortunate. That was a nice try, just trying to find some way to line up a few players, but as you mentioned, gets spotted out, and surely, oh, Dio player, the timing, he actually finds Trizzy trying to work his way up market, but he will still get taken out anyway. Hollow Point, 13-10, finding through B once again.
You know, Hollow Point literally has not had to change anything. We're going for another tack pause. Can Brigada find anything? All they have to do right at this moment is hold the B side. They 3-stacked it. Yes, it was an eco, but the frags just have not gone their way. It just seemed unfortunate. It seemed like maybe they don't have it in them. We are seeing a little bit of a buy here, but no mollies, no utility to really stop that B aggression. They're not really even baiting out the util. Hollow Point is just kind of running into B, maybe stacking some people towards A, and then running out and shooting you. Hollow Point is simply out-aiming them, which seems surprising considering the beginning of this game when Brigada just simply played better than they did.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see on the B defense here. Maybe we start to see, as you mentioned, a molly, whether it's toward Valk or even below window, just trying to fend off Hollow Point from being able to just charge out, as once again, Hollow Point sending 3 players toward B. This time, though, just creeping their way up, not finding their timing just yet, but Brigada, they find the opener again, playing up toward Abs early on, but this is what happened last round. Let's see if this time they can hold on to it. They do have a full buy this round.
Here they go. They're walking up B. They know what the call is, but it's looking like Soda or Sodream is rotating off. Some bait over there by Trizzy.
His jump spot, though, does decide to throw that smoke, and he does actually spot a couple players before the smoke goes off. They even find another kill there on Trizzy. And Hollow Point trying to find space elsewhere, now creeping their way out under. Do find a kill into Connector. But there's no smokes out. So many angles to be worried about here as Zeke trying to find the player in window, gets taken out, does get the trade at least for Hollow Point. It's Yuppie. Left to himself. Gonna get taken out from the op on Cat though, and that's gonna be a round for Brigada, maybe starting to pull things back here now.
Finally, we're shutting down that B defense, boosting the op up. Obviously, a smart play. And it looks like Hollow Point has nothing else. We haven't seen any other play that's actually worked for them. They've gotten A site once in this entire half. They've gone for the split. This is going to be their first mid-roast rush. Let's see if they can make something work.
Here you go, Hollow Point trying to play through this cat smoke. Does flash the opper off the angle temporarily. Trizzy overextending though, deciding to push through it as he is worried about Khan, but maybe he's gonna get timing by the cat player here. Both players does spot the player chair, I believe. I'm gonna play this more carefully as they're spamming some bullets back and forth here. Both teams not committing too hard to the mid play. This Brigada just pull away. See, peering toward jungle. Here in Palace. Still though, both teams not giving each other anything white yet.
Looking like we're going to boost into jungle. Peer out, see if they can find that op. They've been searching for it the whole round, but he's left. He's gone to CT as the A hit comes.
Here we go, Hollow Point creeping their way up toward A. The switch up is here. Zeke gonna find the opener. As Brigada now still do have a couple of players here. Let's see. Under Palace. He's gonna find 2 for himself. A triple kill. Huge triple under Palace somehow. Brigada holds on for dear life. 13-12 now. Starting to pull things back.
Hollow Point again, looking flat. They have the space, but don't check everywhere. Brigada reading them currently like a book. They know they've shut down that B play over and over again. I'm interested to see what Hollow Point even has. They're going to be an eco. It's going to be 13 all. I'm unsure about what they have in their bank. They're getting mid-control. They're not doing anything with it. Brigada giving them as much space as they can, but yet they can't do anything with it. They can't end the fight.
Here you go. They're going back to B once again, but the offer gets boosted up. Gonna get the opening kill and just decide to pull right back off. Watching the smoke, finds a second as his teammate also able to get one himself. Trying to flick around, find another kill. Regardless, probably not going to be matter as Yuppie gets taken out by the nade. 13-13. We're back to a tie game. Once again, Brigada finding their way back in.
You know, it's again, they're simply just shutting them down and shutting everywhere on the map down. Hollow Point hasn't proven that they can go A side. Hollow Point hasn't proven that they can take mid effectively and use that to win the game. The only thing they've proven so far is they can out aim them on B side, and currently, Brigada shut that down.
It's going to be a huge round for their economy here as well. Buying almost completely to 0 for Hollow Point. This is a massive round for them to pull this back. As Frost is going to get taken out in underpass. They do get the trade though. Maxo able to find a kill there. He's just going to pull back. Pull his way back up apartments. Brigada actually currently tripled up toward B. Let's see if that costs them. Hollow Point still haven't proven They've been able to play the A side of the map, and this is it. This is the time. The question is, do they find the timing? Brigada are starting to creep their way back here. Might be able to come back just in time to fend off this hollow point take. They do have a player on default in CT already. Exo holding the smoke. Looks like hollow point are waiting for the go call, and here it is. Starting to creep their way up. It's going to be huge from Zacher. He needs to find this player here on Palace. And he does. Gets the spray on the cross, and he finds the player toward ramp as well in Yuppie. As Brigada still just holding on, not letting hollow point find this A side. All left to Zeke.
The individuals on Brigada are simply showing up when it matters. Zacher has had some 2 huge rounds that should just not even let hollow point even have a chance, and this is looking like 15. They have $3,000 in the bank. Are they going to force him with Galil's? It's going to be a tech pause, but what are they calling? What is the idea that's really going to get out hollow point out of this bind? Because so far nothing's worked, and that's the hardest point. You found one thing that's worked, and Brigada has adjusted. What have you done since? Nothing. And that's really what's showing the difference between these teams. It's not even just the aiming. Hollow point has shown that they can aim. Hollow point has shown that they can out-frag Brigada. But that's not where it comes to the end. Hollow point has simply not had the strats, not had the team movement or the team trades to really show that they can win this game.
Yeah, not only that. Let's see if we see a classic Mirage Pug A execute here from hollow point. They do have a few smokes to work with. Looks like instead we're just going to see one player, Maxo here, try to find a timing on A main. Yep, here we go. Trizzy with the CT smoke lined up. Getting ready to throw these A smokes. Let's see if they can find their way in. There is only one player defending from Brigada here. CT, although there is one here toward Khan as well. Waiting for their timing. When are they going to go for it? Here it comes. Maxo sees the player stairs, but they're going to get taken out before the smokes come down. As Yuppie gets picked off.
It's a bad
Hollow point. It is. They've got to find some kind of control here. They're just stuck in the site. As Brigada still just holding on, not letting hollow point find a single kill. They do find a bomb plant, but still going to be an almost impossible post plant. Frost does find one headshot to start things off. Peering towards Khan, not going to be able to find another though, as Trizzy gets taken out as well. Brigada's going to post match point here.
Hollow point is going to find that bomb plant, which is going to allow them to bind to this next round. But again, what do you do here? Even in a pug, your morals are demoralized, and it seems like they are just playing a pug. What are we going to look here from hollow point? What kind of strat? Are we just going to see the B head again? Honestly, it's not a bad call. It's the only thing that seemed to work for you. Is Brigada going to read that? I don't know. I think that maybe they should just... I don't have any advice. They're better players than I am. It seems like it's hopeless.
Early on, Maxo with the op, trying to get a pick there towards stairs. Not going to find it. He's going to pull back. As hollow point playing a bit of a default right now. Playing a little bit slower in this round, trying to see what they can find. It's Brigada. Let's see who finds the opener here. Hollow point. Seems like they have not found one in a while. This player getting boosted up on Cat. This could play huge. Not a play we have really seen from Brigada this half. But the player toward Chair, especially with that molly, that's going to force hollow point out. But the player on Chair, Yuppie, going to find the pick on to Brigada there. Up. Jumping into window, though, he is going to get traded out by So Dream. Keeping out A, missing the spray on to Brigada's player in jungle here. So Dream holding his ground, holding strong toward ladder, getting some damage. Not going to overextend too much. As I say that, though, gets taken out by the Opper in Palace. Maxo. Hollow point. This is it. Do or die. They have to find this round to keep it going, to try and force overtime. Zacher towards CT, missing the first shot there. But he's still posted. Still waiting for this Palace player to peek out, but with the flash, Maxo's going to find a kill. Great flash there to get the Opper off the angle, secure that kill. It's going to get him the bomb plant.
This is some intelligent play from hollow point, using those flashes, finding out where players are, and using them effectively. We are going to see the retake from Brigada, but you know, Hollow Point even getting on site is a huge accomplishment from what they've seen so far in this entire game. Maybe they can pull it in here.
They've got to do it. They've got to hold on in this post plant. PTK. Junk. Or it's default, sorry. And Zeke gets taken out. Trizzy gets taken out as well. That's going to be the game. The post plant, they had a 3 versus 2. But Brigada find the retake coming in. They're going to find this win. 16-13 as your final score. What a match.
You know, I just can't believe it. I can't, you know, it seems like a rough game, you know, but simply Brigada was the better players. Hollow Point had no real effort into that game or no real strategy. They finally started to find those frags towards the final round. We started to see some aggression, but part of that's because Brigada actually followed up with their aggression. But Hollow Point needs to find a way to get back into the site, back into each site when they're not given free kills in mid, and they're not given free adjustments. And that's where I think that the big difference between Brigada and Hollow Point was, is that I think that with the better team, Brigada tonight, was that they could actually execute on these strategies. They had a lot of plays that worked out for them. Once they got mid control, Hollow Point didn't give them anything, but Brigada just simply pushed through and actually used the space of mid to gain each site control. I think the main difference between these two teams is the final execution. Because Hollow Point had mid control. Hollow Point had apps control. Hollow Point had A RAM control. They had A control even with the bomb down, but it seemed unable to actually finish the game and unable to actually win it. And that was the difference, is can you win those post plants? Can you take the space and actually use it effectively?
Exactly, and Brigada just making those little adjustments there toward B once they were losing that time and time again, boosting the Opper up there on Bauk. That played huge, got them several openers, and really started to turn the tides for them.
That was a great game. Honestly, it was close. It was both sides looked like they had games, but part of it was Pug, and it's a bit surprising from a main team. You expect a little bit more. It is North America, but both teams were obviously great aimers, great players. But unfortunately, it didn't look like they were gonna. They didn't have the team play. We started to see some of it towards the end. Hollow Point actually flashing the Opera off angles, which won them the site. They just couldn't win the gunfights to win that, and part of this because they weren't tradable positions.
Exactly, a great match though, as you said, from both teams. GGs to both of you guys on those teams respectively.
I think Nolan and I are gonna take a break. We'll come back to you. We have another match coming up later tonight. This is late in the night, and we're gonna see if we can take another dub in the casting department. But we'll see you guys soon. back, everybody. I'm glad to be back. You know, we're hopping back into another good game. Hopefully, it's always unsure here at the Charmcast. We're hopping back into a little bit middle of the game. I'm back here with my friend Nolan, the greatest co-caster alive. As we're seeing Opkill, I'm gonna hop back into the game really quickly. Nolan, can you tell us a little bit about these teams?
Yep, so both teams are currently 10-0 in the CSGO West Division, even though it is the least populated. Still, nevertheless, two undefeated open teams here making their way toward playoffs. Let's see.
Excuse me, we are again having problems because I am terrible at my job. Just want to put that out there.
The NA production continues.
NA production, maybe after a little bit, we'll get there. We'll build up and not be horrible.
Once again, you gotta remember, we're still better than PGL.
That's all we have to ask. We are seeing an ESL major here in Rio for the next one. So I'm excited for that. ESL usually does a great job.
That's true. And Brazil, their Counter-Strike scene has always been so loyal and exciting for Counter-Strike, as we see this currently Rats up 4-0 here on, how do you pronounce that? Eklige Esports?
I assume.
Clever name. CT's Rats just continuing their rampage. Going to start off 5-0 here to start the match. Both teams 10-0, but thus far, Rats looking like they have the advantage early on here.
Simply nothing shown from Eklige. Obviously, we're going to go back into an eco. We missed some of this match already. I'm interested to see where it's going to go. T-side of nuke can be hard or it can be easy. It really just depends on what kind of draw and what kind of team you're playing with.
Pandas, he's going to find the opener on ESEA there on Silo. Going to immediately give Rats 5 versus 4 advantage. Eklige, though, just on the upgraded pistols. Just trying to take some duels, trying to find the headshots. Panda, a nice little flash to keep the player on Silo off, but only temporarily as he gets taken out. It's 3 versus 3 here. Optic just walking through the mini smoke. As Rats still playing heavy toward outside. Do find a little bit of damage there onto Conky Dong. But Eklige still keeping it close. 2 versus 2 here. As Conky Dong walking his way around red here.
This is definitely a doable round, especially. The Deagles are hard to get any space, but they're grouped up and at least outside, facing into the op.
With that missed shot, it gives them a bit of an avenue, but T-Pop Man is at least able to find Yazzer there on his second opportunity, and now just Conky Dong trying to play around these two players, but he does get found. Rats, a little scary there for a bit, but they do continue their momentum here, 6-0 early on.
Rats haven't really shown any weaknesses. They did get it down in the eco, and that's going to matter here if they do win this round. Eklige, one round away from breaking them, maybe making them on an eco. Not much money sitting in the bank for Rats, but again, you still have to find those rounds regardless of the economy.
Yeah, let's see what they can do here. For Rats, solo player T-Pop Man in garage with the op. Eklige, though, not heavily onto it, just throwing those outside smokes, trying to draw some presence here.
Seems like a bit of a miss on the outside smokes. I'm unsure of how that actually looks in game, but it does seem like there's a big gap that they actually know they haven't crossed outside, but you never know.
Yeah, Optic playing useless here. He's going to get mollied as well. That's going to force him out. As Eklige looks like they're moving up A here, getting ready. But Guinea Pig Guy's going to find the opening kill as well as Optic. That's going to keep Eklige out for now. The flashes coming in. But Eklige still not in yet. Conky Dong making things a little interesting. Making 4 versus 3. ESEA finding a kill as well. 3 versus 3 now. They have the sight. Except Panda is still here to hold on. Finds a kill himself as Rats able to still hold on and win the round there. 7-0 now.
If we look back at that execute from Eklige, number one, we have a couple of missed smokes. That doesn't seem like that was planned. Doesn't look like that was the strat. It looked like they just kind of didn't communicate where they were throwing the smokes. And then we have people peeking before the flashes even hit. The execute starts coming in. The smoke comes down. CT start rotating into the site. They wait another 30 seconds, waiting for the smoke to even dissipate, and waiting for the CTs to really get themselves ready and get themselves in position, almost faking them out. And then they peek. They lose 2 members immediately, and then the flashes come in. And the flashes lead to a pick, but at that point, your team is already dead. Ecleach really needs to shape some things up, really needs to make it so, you know, they have a chance in this game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Also, both of these teams have actually not played Nuke throughout the entirety of the season. Being a very utility-heavy map, is definitely an awkward map to have not played thus far this season. Thus far, it looks like Rats have been able to capitalize on the CT position, which is generally your more comfortable side here. It's early on Ecleach. Do need open Squeaky. Not showing too much thus far. Holding their ground, holding a bit of a default. Let's see if they have something this round. Maybe switch it up. They don't have a lot of utility to work with. Panda just finding a kill through smoke there. Find an opener for Rats. Keeping the pressure on Ecleach once again as they're just holding the lobby control. Holding outside. They're going to have to find something if they want to find a way into this game.
We are going to see the outside corner smokes. See, this is the smokes I think they meant to throw the first time, but at least this time they don't miss it. We have a lurker walking out, but it seems like they have no idea what they really want to do. 48 seconds left on the clock. Unsure of where they're going. There is an outside Auber here holding them. Be interested to see where they're going to end up.
Yeah, let's see if they can find Teapot Man opping towards CT here. He seems to be aware they could have walked around the smokes as he's peering his way around.
Oh, he does get taken out quickly.
And
nothing
that
left
could open
outside.
things up.
Still 23 seconds left, however.
Conky Dong just charging right up ladder, making a lot of noise there. Optic's going to be able to keep him out. ESEA finds himself a headshot. Maybe get them a plank here. Front silo. Panda, he's going to find two. Somehow just completely twisting his body around. Finds 2 kills on the retake, and Rats, even though they were down 3 versus 2, somehow, some way they find those kills and they find another round.
The inexperience is showing from Ecleach. All of them looking nowhere. All of them looking unsure of where their opponents can even come from. The trade's happening slowly. So look out for the op. Rats looking just on top of the world. They look like they're in a disadvantaged position, but they're never playing like they're losing. I honestly thought it was a 1v3 because of how easily they took sight, but it's just unfortunate. Ecleach down to... They're living off just full loss bonus, but the ideas are running out.
Man, how does he find that double kill? Just killing the player Squeaky, then completely doing a 180 and finding a player right next to him somehow. Very awkward situation, but they make the best of it. They get another round for themselves. As Ecleach just looking like they're going to continue their default.
I did think that the main team was a bit more like an open team, but now we're watching an open team, it does seem to show the difference a bit.
That is fair. Rats, though, have been able to hold strong on their CT side. It's been almost like we're watching the original Nuke here, where if you win anything less than probably, what, 13 rounds on old Nuke, that's honestly not great on old Nuke. That's what it's feeling like on this one thus far. See how many rounds Rats can build up. Teapot Man just peering around these smokes. And he's going to find Conky Dong trying to jump onto the box. Yazzer does find Panda, but once again, Teapot Man just continuing to strafe around Garage here and find himself kills without being challenged too much with any utility to pull the angle. Does find one Clive there on red as well, even though he almost got timing on that peak. Still able to find himself the kills. Please, so they're down B. They will get a plant, but they've got to find some space. They've got to find these players aggressing here. Optic peeking out. Playing close. He's got to find all 3, and he finds the first 2 on ramp. This is going to open things up to a double. Oh, he had the positioning. He had the read. Teapot Man just finding the kill once again. And Rats find a 9th, even though 40 almost made that 1 versus 3 happen.
I believe that was Teapot's man ace, or at least 4K. It seems like...
Absolutely massive.
You know, it seems like Rats just has the Ecleach's number. Ecleach has gone for outside smokes, They've tried many different variations, but they haven't just tried the normal secret smokes, which seems odd considering they haven't even been hitting the complicated ones. I'd like to see some sort of different play. They have no real aggression, no real idea, as they do find the opening pick.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. That op from Teapot Man has been absolutely destroying them thus far as he's on 18 kills, but they find the opener. That'll put some pressure on the Rats. However, even in some unfavorable situations, we've seen them just continue. Find the rounds. Yazzer with the op, though, found the opener. Let's see if he can find some more. Just peering around the outside angles.
Here comes the outside smokes again. And it looks like they almost missed. But at least they're going to hit this time. They're going to sneak down. Oh, they did miss. Again, a giant gap in garage. The only place they've played outside. It seems just confusing how they can't seem to find, in a missed flash, how to throw those smokes. Someone needs to hit the practice servers a little bit more.
Absolute disaster. First time on the map. It's proving costly with their utility. Still, playing it slow. They do have a couple players down toward B4 Cleage. But the Rats do have a player down here on Dark. Ready for it if they choose to go down. Currently, 30 seconds. The clock is ticking. ESEA finding his way up through heaven. He's going to find a kill on the A, and that's going to call a Cleage into the A site.
You know, the Rats are locked down, but it seems unable for Cleage to even hold these sites so far. Let's see what they can do.
Panda just spamming up on the ladder there from heaven, trying to find some damage. He's still going to be forced out for now. Guinea Pig guy also stuck between two angles, trying to fight Mini and top of HUD. ESEA, can he hold his ground here in heaven? That smoke will make things very awkward. He can play around that. However, they swing out a little too far off of the smoke, and he's going to be able to find a couple of kills and keep the Rats out of this round. Cleage post there first.
That's exciting. You know, they did find space all across the map. Rats getting a little bit lazy with their rotations. And maybe we can see some sort of fight back from Cleage. This is the time to make the comeback. 9-6 would be the optimal way. And it looks like Rats is already on an eco, even though they've won all these rounds.
Yeah, even with the 9-0, their econ still in an awkward spot, forces them to save, and they're just going to try to crunch lobby. Let's see if it catches a Cleage off guard here. Only one player, so that won't cost them everything, but will still make things awkward as now they're just holding the push. For Rats, they're pulling back, banking that AK, trying to see if they can distribute their players elsewhere and hold off a Cleage, as a Cleage just walking through their own outside smokes, trying to take some space here. Let's see if they can recover. Let's see if they can pull it back. Yazzer maybe going to look to walk through that mini smoke. We'll see how the round plays out as they continue to walk their way toward hell. See if they can find any of these Rats players overextending, but they're just turtled in, waiting for it to come in.
They're going directly towards heaven, which we do have one sitting here. They do get the kill. This looks like they're opening route, although they are stacked on A site. Can they get the frags as they come in?
Yeah, as they're finding the spray, not going to be able to finish off the player there towards site, and all of a sudden, 40, he's the last one left. 3 versus 1, does find the opener once again. Can he do it this time? Just looking away from heaven, is going to get taken out. Does get the plant at least, but still, for it being a save for the Rats, that is a brutal loss there for a Cleage.
They seem to just happen to walk into the stack. Yes, they got the first kill, but that might make you a bit nervous. Not checking useless, not checking many of the common angles. It does seem like Cleage could have taken their time there. They had a bit more time, they had a bit more space, but they all just decided the group is 5, which is not a horrible strategy against ecos. But honestly, they just couldn't find the frags. They were disjointed, the pushes happened at different times. There's just a lot of teamwork problems for Cleage right now. A lot of the executes aren't seem to be working, the timings are not working. Seems like they're just missing a bit of that practice, especially on this map. You know, they are a good team, they are 10-0, or whatever their scoreline is. And, you know, Cleage, I believe, can step it back up to this game, especially on the CT side where it's a bit easier to kind of get the feel. But can they even get to the CT side with any sort of numbers, any sort of ability to even win the game?
Let's see if we get a bit of a pace change too. We've been seeing mostly Cleage slowly working their way through their outside smokes. Haven't really sent players down B too much either. ESEA trying to find something here toward HUD, strafing the angles. Getting ready for a flash pop onto A here. Let's see what they choose to do. Sure is ESEA dropping his way out. Doesn't find a kill on the player on HUD as the Rats just holding their ground, keeping them out. All left to Yazzer with the op. Unless they all feed into him, this will almost all but certainly be another round for Rats. As he's trying to find something, but he's not going to get it. Optic's going to take him out and secure the round for Rats.
Once again, Ecclesia throwing the flashes too early, showing their hand again. They aren't even throwing outside smokes before they go into the site. There's no reason for Rats to even leave their 3-man A. And number one, Ecclesia aren't even going in with their flashes. It seems like just a complete disjointment. I don't understand why they can't talk this out. But that's their main concern. Their ideas are okay, but the execution is horrible. It doesn't seem like the teamwork's actually there. The calls, maybe when the flashes are coming in, aren't translated. As we see another possible opening pick, they do have some sort of gun skill, but they just can't work together.
Yeah, Yazzer does find some good damage on a T-Pop man. That's going to make him play a more passive angle for the moment. He does find the nice little headshot there onto him as well. Opens up outside again, but not a whole lot else going for the control-wise. They do find Yazzer finding some more damage. CT player just strafing around the blue box. Trying to hold his ground. He does actually find his way out as well somehow, for now at least. Both teams trying to find their way back in. Panda does find a player there outside. It's going to get taken out, though, by Yazzer. Yazzer finding another kill for himself to even it back out to a 3-on-3. Clive holding here and Squeaky. Does he spot the player? He does. He's going to find the timing on the Guinea Pig Kid. Huge kill. Optic aggressing up HUT, though, now trying to take some space for himself as well. Oh, he's not going to find the player there in lobby.
The wraparound does happen for Conky Dong, which I do appreciate the name. It doesn't seem like Rats have a way back into this round, but they found it. There's one.
Yeah, Conky Dong trades it back out, so that will give Ecclesia the site that will get them to plant. However, Tire done. Coming through Mini here. 1 versus 2. Can he make it happen? Knows the player's heaven now. Spamming useless. Doesn't know where the other player is, and Clive is going to find the timing and kill him there on Mini. So Ecclesia will find second round. Maybe moving towards the Zonix Law here if they can continue to post some rounds. Let's see how many they can build up.
This would be exciting. That's the first sense of life we've seen from Ecclesia. You know, taking those outside duels, actually just taking the duels like the good old main players do. You know, no flashes, no overcomplications, because it seems like they can't get that right. So might as well just out-aim them.
Oh yeah, the classic. Panda charging up outside, trying to play close. Tire done, also playing up ramp a little bit here as well. Ecclesia's not really challenged ramp too heavily thus far. ESEA, he's going to find an opener here on A. That's going to make things a little awkward for Rats.
It's looking like the A exec once again, but are the timings going to be any better?
The question, Optic playing close on the Squeaky Smoke as well. This could prove very costly. Can he find the kills? Just moving toward vent now. Squeaky's open, he knows. Aren't any players posted there at the moment? Please, they're not committing too heavily quite yet. They're holding their ground, trying to wait for any potential aggression back from Rats. As here we go. Here's the ramp play. 40, charging his way in, finds a spray. Not going to be able to find the kill, though. It's taken out by Tire done. T-Pop Man as well, coming in to help his teammates support on ramp. And even though Ecclesia hadn't shown ramp presence thus far, the Rats still ready for it, and they hold them out of it. It's the bumps down here as well.
The surprising thing is we just haven't seen like the deep, like I'm looking for some almost fun plays at this point. Looking to find your way back into this round, you need some sort of cheese, you need some sort of idea to kind of get yourself. Yes, you have the 2 rounds, but so far you haven't had anything. Oh, we do see a massive play. Yazzer showing up at the end, but again, the strats are just not highlighting your star players. They're forced into this system that's not seeming to work, and we're not just going for almost just pug plays. I'd love to see like a secret rush or even just dropping down vents. It doesn't seem like Ecclesia is ready for one of those 2 options. So far, the only outside presence they've shown is outside of Hell, or they're sitting in garage, and we've simply missed the smokes and given them all the space that they need. it seems like maybe there's a place for Ecclesia to show back up into this game. They clearly have the gun skill, but currently their playbook and their defaults look like that.
Yeah, here we go. Playing 4 toward outside this round, maybe once again going to look to walk through these smokes and try and creep their way toward health. He's been finding some openings. Teapot Man does find the first, but Yaz's going to trade him out. He's walking through garage. Isaiah, how close here? The smokes are fading. Panda's going to get taken out by Isaiah. Huge kill there for Achilles. However, Isaiah just gets caught looking away. Yazzer is at least able to trade him out, but he's only on 1 HP.
40 should be asking his teammates to say, please don't peek, please. He has the play and gets it.
That's a massive kill for Achilles there. Gonna really open up the map for them. Optic here in Hut though. Do they are they ready for it? Does he find the timing? No. 40 finds him before he can peek out. Optic can peek out into Achilles there, and that will find a third round for Achilles to maybe pull things back a little bit here, and if they can get the pistol, give them a chance to maybe climb their way back into this game.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I'm excited to see what they're going to show on their CT side, just simply because they have the gun skill. They have the ability. When they take those outside duels and they're not expecting them to be smoked off, they have the ability and they have, all of the skill required to win this game. But simply, the utility hasn't been there, to be honest. We even saw on the outside, we lost one player because there's a one-way in that garage smoke. I'm a bit confused why we're not just throwing some sort of default smoke, at least like the lurk smoke towards the connecting red between beginning of T outside. It's just a bit confusing, if we're being honest, from my perspective, about why they're giving up so much of that space. Their A hits haven't seemed to work unless they had outside control, and as soon as they got outside control, they never sent anyone secret. They always stayed topside. We didn't see them on B once. We saw them B maybe once early in the game, but they didn't even end up going B. They ended up going A and losing to an A stack. So the lack of mix-up really shows that Rats could just stay. They left 1B and then simply didn't have to worry about ramp. They gained ramp, they gained outside, and yet we're still unable to convert the rounds. Just simply because Rats outdueled them and just let them have whatever random space they wanted because the space wasn't valuable.
Yeah, not only that, it is the first game on the map, as mentioned earlier, for both teams, so maybe we'll see that's kind of why it's been more CT-sided, but, Ecclesia is going to have to prove that, switching over. Maybe Rats have something prepared themselves on the T side. We'll just have to wait and see here in the second half if things shift over the momentum. We get into the pistol. Here we go.
I'm excited to see what Rats are going to throw. If they win this pistol, they probably have the game.
Clive on top Hut here. Is taking over Squeaky, but they just faked it, going right out Hut. However, Eccles are pulling it out, keeping the advantage as they're able to hold on to the interesting attempt there from Eccles, nading open Squeaky, then busting out Hut. But Eccles able to hold on to the A site and secure the pistol. Maybe get themselves some momentum early on here.
It was a bit confusing because the team names were wrong for that last little bit. But Eccles do get themselves a pistol, which gives them the opportunity to actually come back into this game. They outdueled them. Rats showed the pug strat. Let's see what they're going to show now.
Yeah, this round, full save, probably just pushing ramp here. The classic second round play on Duke. And as you see in the pugs, Yazzer just mowing them down. A triple as the Eccles are going to hold them off, finish it out, winning, converting their second round.
Yeah, I understand the follower overlay. You're right. And I've been trying to get rid of those. I kind of forgot about them until we're in this moment now. Thanks for the call out. Also, we're not exclusive casters of this team. We're just casters who cast random games so far. This is our first night. We're obviously the best side, and we've had no technical difficulties, and our observer is the best.
NA production on point.
Probably better than NA CSGO teams at the current moment.
True, especially EG.
Amen.
Give them some space outside. However, they don't have a second smoke to cross here. Making things a little awkward. They are still all 5 up, but the smokes are fading. They're still stuck here at red. Maybe give Eccles a little bit of a chance if Isaiah can find the 2 here. That could give him a chance. Does find Tired Dunn. He's going to pull back here into mini. Clive also pushing through ramp. Does he find the player towards Squeaky here? That's the question. He shouldn't let him turn around. However, he does. He turns around. Guinea Pig making his way back toward lobby. Finds Clive trying to inch his way forward. Leaves it all to Yazzer here on the op in secret. And he gets taken out by Optic. Rats going to find themselves a win here on their first buy round. And Ecclesias already pressure situation here.
Clive had the opportunity to win that round solo for them. Simply if the communication was there. It's a worrying sign for Ecclesias if we're seeing one person going into Squeaky while he doesn't tell his mini player that the Squeaky player is going to kill him. All the information was there for Ecclesias to possibly win that round. The Rats didn't have much left in the tank, but simply Ecclesias threw it away once again.
Yeah, early on here, Ecclesias doubling up towards Squeaky, making sure that the door needed to open, that the Rats aren't trying to push out, as Isaiah's going to find a kill onto Guinea Pig. However, Guinea Pig did find an opener onto 40.
That was
so it
ridiculous. That shot.
As a trade. Panda finding his way down secret. Giving Rats a little bit of space, a little bit more room. We're seeing a bit more of a fluid setup here from the Rats on T side. Yazzer, though, he's boosted up. Do they check it? He's going to find one kill onto Teapot, man. He finds a second onto Optic as well. Huge play from him. Also finding Tire Dunn. And all of a sudden, things have swinged back in Ecclesias' favor here. Panda, though, he walks through secret. He hears the player trying to rotate back up toward ramp. He's going to find him. Make things a little bit interesting here in the 1 versus 2. He's making his way up toward ramp. Find anything more here. Player on top of the boxes. Gets the first shots on him, but he takes him out anyways. And it's all left to Clive. They need this round. They need to pull their way back into this game. Clive finding some damage. But both players now basically one shot. Who's going to find the angle? Clive can hold here for the bomb cross. But Panda, he knows. He's here. Crossing, he's going to find the headshot. What a shot on the Clive.
Conky Dong is going to be kicking himself after that. He had the round in his hand. Again, Ecclesias has the man advantage, has all the information they need. Simply does not play the trade game. Simply does not play fundamental CS. It's unfortunate Conky Dong loses that fight, but again, Clive wasn't ready for the trade. It could have been a team play. It was a 2v1, but they simply give them as many opportunities as they could to get back into the game.
Here we go, 40. Upgraded force buy here for Ecclesias. They have to get something going here. Last round was maybe their chance. They're still going to try to make something happen. Rats finding their way through outside. Guinea Pig going to find an opener. However, Mini. 40's able to find a headshot onto Rice. Tire Dunn there. Still keeps it even at 3 versus 3. Game play close here in Mini. Can he find the player creeping through? 2 up close. What can he find? Here it is, the hold. Isaiah finds the first, finds the second as well. That's going to drop the bomb. Absolutely massive play from him here. Absolutely has to find it. Optic trying to creep his way back up, and he's going to get taken out by Isaiah.
Isaiah's been the one shining light for Ecclesias so far in this map. He simply pulled them back and won almost all of their rounds simply by his individual play and individual skill. He's sitting at 18 and 16, but his kills seem more impactful than that. Yazzer with a lot of kills, but simply after the round's already over, which happens as an opera sometimes. But still, Isaiah really showing his strengths in this game.
Here we go, T-Bomb Man busting out Squeaky. This is the first time we've really seen from them this round on the upgraded pistols. However, Ecclesias are holding on decently here. As I say that, though, all of a sudden, 2 versus 2. Rats have found the space. They've found the kill somehow. Panda looking toward heaven. Mollied it. Conky Dong trying to run through. Does find the kill on a Teapot Man, at least make it 1v1, but now it's all on Panda and Yazzer. Panda trying to walk through the mini smoke. However, Yazzer just holding outside here for now. Not playing too close with that op. He's going to catch him on the cross. Nice little angle for himself there. Reading the play from Panda as he tried to walk through the smoke and find Yazzer.
Yazzer showing some huge balls there, backing up, knowing that Rice is going to play for the play, essentially. Not go for the bomb plant, really just go for him. Yazzer showing that huge impact, showing it with the op, making it show that he's worth the $4,700 that they're investing in him. And, you know, keeping Ecclesias in the game.
And here we go. The Rats making their way toward ramp, charging their way down with these Tech 9s. And actually do have a Mac 10. ESEA finding some damage as they cross down. They have the info. Countdown already posted here. One penetrates him out. Yazzer, nice little flick though there. Gonna keep them at bay for a little bit. Rats, can they find a plant? Bombs down on the Raptors here. It's gonna take a little bit more time. Make things very awkward for them as 2 players closing in from ramp. Ecclige, they know. They've got them closed in. The Rats, they're the ones that have to find a space, that have to find a plant somehow. And Clive is not going to make that easy, taking out Optic. They're still just stuck on this B site. Finds a kill toward ramp, finds some damage on the guinea pig guy, but he's not, or ESEA, sorry, but not going to be able to take him out. T-Bot man now 1 versus 3. Another player toward ramp, and he's going to get taken out by him anyway. Just gets timinged as ESEA was able to strafe out and find the kill.
It's a good hold by Ecclige. Ecclige, you know, showing some sort of hold there, even though they gained the site, unable to let them plant, really holding some discipline, not pushing into the site, not giving them anything that they don't need. You know, Ecclige is starting to show that they are a good team that, you know, their record shows. They're starting to show that they're not just like, they're not just the Rats' pets, essentially. You know, they looked really rough on the T side, but I think you're right. I think it has to do a lot with the inexperience on the map. Maybe the players don't even play in pugs. Maybe it was a veto mistake, as we see the technical timeout go in.
Oh yeah, that's always a classic when the scheduler forgets to veto maps and you get one that you've never played.
We've all been there. It's nice to be on the other side of it. I was just on the other side of it last match. They didn't mean to leave Vertigo open. It was our first time playing the game and made it a little bit too close, but you know, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, but it always comes out easy for God bless.
Hey, you know, if it can happen at the pro level, it can happen at any level, if we're being honest. You know, Cloud9 saying that you know, saying overpass and not banning nuke against FaZe in the major was a pretty huge deal. Maybe it doesn't matter as much in open. Luckily, you know, both teams haven't played this map, but Rats seem a bit more comfortable.
I wonder, do teams do the thing where, like for Ancient on the vetoes, I feel like, are there a lot of teams that just like don't ban it in hopes that other teams perma-ban it? Is that a thing?
I mean, I would argue it is a thing because God Bless used that strategy for a bit because we could force some maps that we liked, but we also like Ancient. We're pretty well versed in it at this point because people kept picking it against us. You know, Ancient's not a bad map, but I think that a lot of people in open are unable to play anything besides Mirage and maybe Inferno, and maybe some Dust too, just simply because the strats aren't there and they just want to pug it out, which, you know, no offense to that, no pressure on that, but, you know, it is what it is, so you can't expect what you can expect. So we have 5 back on the server, and we're going to be hopping back in. Excited to see if Ecclige can keep the momentum even after the technical pause, which sometimes can be hard.
Here we go. Ecclige, can they keep the momentum up? Rats buying down to almost 0 here. This is a huge round for Ecclige to keep the momentum going, to keep the economy in their favor. Rats playing it slow this round, playing their default. Honky Dong coming up secret already. Maybe anticipating the outside smokes. Rats currently just holding their ground, not showing their cards. Optic, he's gonna get caught though after the smokes fade there outside. Yazzer finding the with the op. Huge kill for Ecclige. Now, Rats, they're pivoting to ramp. This is gonna be huge for Clive here. He's gonna need to find at least one or just stay alive. What can he do? He finds a kill, finds some damage, but gets traded out.
I don't think that was
the
enough.
info is there.
He seems like he could have dropped down, could have had a different play here, but quickly 40 in and out.
40 tags, Panda down to 2 HP, but not able to find a kill. And Ecclige, they're 3 versus 3. They've got to try this retake. Unless they want to play for overtime. ESEA opening, single door, spamming, finding a little bit of damage, but with the M4A1S, probably not going to find a kill there on the player in Raptor. Honky Donk spots the player top silo.
Teapot Man just strafing around, but he's got 2 players posted on him. One now, all entire done, and he's not going to be able to find anything more as it cleaves 3 versus 3, find the retake, continue the momentum, as they're going to post a 9th round after only winning, I believe it was 3 rounds in the T side.
Nolan, it is the M4A1S meta these days. Not only do people not know the map, but you know it is a very CT-sided side. It's pretty easy to get the kills with the M4A1S, but another excellent retake from Ecclesia. All the teamwork that we lacked on the T side, we're seeing on the CT side. We're seeing them hold and wait until all the utility is expunged from the rats. We're seeing them slowly creep in and, you know, just honestly peek from all angles. This is the thing that we need to see on the T side from Ecclesia. Make this game a whole lot easier for them. Make it not so the claw fully back from a poor T side. You know, that spacing and the teamwork that's shown on retakes can be shown the same way on T side. You know, it's just flipped. Ecclesia showing some great discipline, showing some great teamwork. I'm eating all my words. I have my foot in my mouth from last half.
Yeah, their CT instincts have been really good thus far. That retake looking pretty clean. Conky Dong, beautiful profile picture there as well. Big fan of that. Rats, they're busting their way out of Squeaky. But 40's gonna find that molly kill because of it. Rats though still finding some space here onto A. It's 4 versus 3. Ecclesia still holding the advantage for now. Rats able to find the plank here, get themselves into the post plank. Can Ecclesia find the retake again?
You know, there was no one on A site when they decided to explode. It's a bit of a surprise. You know, they do have the advantage here. 40 gets 1. 3 through heaven. It's a bit of a dicey retake. And they make it look easy. 10 for Ecclesia.
Yeah, 40 able to find that kill there just a touch before that flash went off. Not even sure if the flash was actually from Rats or Ecclesia, but nevertheless, that flash comes a touch earlier, and he doesn't find that first kill. Unfortunate timing there for Rats, but from our perspective as the viewers, it's making it more fun. Ecclesia clawing their way back up, clawing their way back in. However, we've got another buy round for Rats.
I'm a bit surprised not to see any sort of save. Yes, they're full loss, and yes, they can buy around, but the utility is always lacking, and we can't seem to pull out enough for Teapot Man. Teapot Man dropped 27 in the round so far, and most of those were on CT. He was almost doubling his kills every single round, yet we're not able to give him a $4,700 weapon, and I think that's affecting them. Yes, they have enough to throw secret smokes. Yes, they have enough to barely straight by, but it's simply just trying to out-aim your opponents when they're outplaying.
If you got the flash ramp here, they're going to be able to find the trade. Get themselves a little bit of space here, so they're just going to barrel their way down B. Ecclesia, though, still 4 players alive. I can do math. I can talk. 4 players alive on the retake here. And a toward double. Can he find the player advancing? This is going to be a huge swing here. 40 finds the first ESEA as well. All left to guinea pig. 1 versus 4. Finds the first player creeping on double. No, there's another. He also has to worry about ramp. Just too many angles, too many players to worry about. He's going to get taken out in Ecclesia. Just continuing, even through the retakes, to keep the momentum going.
Again, unbelievable patience and pause by even ESEA alone. Waiting to see, knowing that he's too late for the trade. Kind of moving around to hold the attention of the last man while his ramp player can peek. What an excellent play. This is higher level play than sometimes we saw in that main game we saw earlier. They're playing well together. They're holding attention. They understand where the spacing is, where the angles are, and not over peeking, especially in these retakes. It makes it feel suffocating for Rats. Rats are simply getting the space, but they're not actually taking it, and they're not able to hold these retakes because they don't have enough kills. And Ecclesia is playing these retakes so well. It almost makes you feel like they spent the last 3 years sitting in a retake server, and this is their first real game.
Oh yeah, the class grinding the retakes. It's been good to see for Ecclesia that they've been able to pull it back after a rough T side. Let's see if they can keep it going. Somehow Rats continuing to find these buys, most likely on the full loss bonus, these chain of rounds lost. Thus far not playing too quickly, not showing anything thus far, just the outside smokes creeping around. Optic trying to see if he can find a CT player here. Yazzer with the op. If he doesn't get flashed off, this might prove deadly for the Rats. However, he is pulling away a little bit, just watching the cross now as those smokes are not down.
They have an opportunity to sneak into mini here. That is the gap in the CT defense. I don't know if someone's holding it at this point, but that does seem like to be the gap. Can't find it.
Oh, and they do. Optic just creeping his way through, but surely they've heard him on the A side. Rat trying to just bust her way out. Holy's going to find himself two. ESEA finding one as well. And it's all left to Panda. Once again, 3 versus 1. He's going to find another plant, so that's going to continue to allow Rats to buy. Panda, he's got to try to hold this bomb off. He's got to find something quick, or else he's just going to get crunched here. Looking toward mid, he does find a headshot on the Clive. Nice shot. But gets timing by Conky-Donk on the hut peak. Good try from Panda, but once again, just even through the retake, Aklee's just continuing to find round after round.
Again, you see it from Yazzer. The understanding of where the attention is of the final player and winning these advantage rounds is huge. We did not see this from Akleej on the T side. It feels like a completely different team, if we're being honest. We're seeing another tac pause out of the Rats. Who knows what they're going to pull out? Nothing has seemed to work. They've gotten the sides. They haven't won the retakes simply because Akleej is simply outplaying them. The Rats aren't playing bad. They're finding the openings. They find that Akleej isn't even playing anyone on A site half the time. They're just retaking from Hut. But they're winning the gunfights from Akleej, and they're winning the games.
It's been massive this half. Yazzer and ESEA still holding strong. 40 also has found some very important kills as well, holding his own. As Akleej continuing to pull it back.
Again, we see the full buy. I just want to see one round where Rats save once so they can get the op or get a little bit of more utility. We have double Galil running into this round, and I just don't think that's what's going to win them the game.
These bomb plants have just been keeping them in that territory economically. Continue to buy off of that. This round, Rats look like they maybe have a bit of an A take here ready and lined up. Let's see if this is the read. Let's see if this is the play that can find them another round here. However, still just holding. When is the timing? When is the go point? Guinea flashes out Hut. Yazzer's gonna find the first op kill, not phased by the flash. Conky-Donk also finding one as well, as Akleej just holding strong, continuing their dominance here on the CT side. Panda left again, 1 versus 4, does actually find the first 2 kills. Somehow opens this up, makes this interesting. As they get another bomb plant. However, does he get caught crossing towards Squeaky here? He's not looking toward Mini anymore, but he turns, he finds ESEA. Incredible find from him. The timing wasn't there, and he still finds it anyway. Clive, though. Oh, just walking out Squeaky. Wasn't able to find him jumping up top Hut here. Does Pando need this? Let's see. No! He finds a 1 versus 4 clutch. How? How does Panda find anything there in that situation? Absolutely breaks Akleej.
My head is in my hands, Nolan. It is incredible. What an excellent play. Please tries to throw the same stuff they've thrown the entire game. We have one running through Hut, showing the presence so the player focuses on that person. And then we have the mini player looking to peek with the silent peek. But Panda has no care in the world for that. He simply finds the player, finds the instant duel, and takes the W. And that's a huge round to get, the Rats out of this slump. The individual performance that they needed to try and finish out this map.
And we see a bit of a switch up in pace. They're just charging right down B. Challenging Yazzer. He's just running away, trying to hold on to that op, trying to hold on to some space. But the Rats, they're the ones putting the pressure on, keeping it on Akleej. Yazzer, he does find one, but he gets traded out quickly by Panda, continuing his rampage as the Rats are finding the B side. They're finding the kills. 2 players left on the ramp for Akleej. They've got to make it happen. Conky-Donk finding the first kill. Let's see if Akleej can find another retake. They've had time in this half. Conky not checking control, though. Panda finding another kill on 31 now. It's all left to Clive. 1 versus 2. Here we go. He's got to find both players. One behind Hut. One was all the way in control, but now he's rotated to single. They're both just kind of doubled here. Certainly he does player single. Finds a bit of damage on the player behind Silo, but he gets taken out by Optic. That's going to be the game. Rats, 16-12, your final score in this game. What
a match, almost classic nuke there, with both teams having incredibly strong CT sides.
You know, Pandas simply won that game for them. That last little play was huge, and it was all that Rats needed. They had some sort of space, they had some sort of idea, but the full force of really Panda winning that 1v4 won them the game. And that can win the game in the middle of the round, they can win the game at the end, as it did right there. But the Rats had the confidence to take the W at the end. Eclige would have loved to see more from that competitiveness and more from that, you know, idea and like how they want to play the game on the T side. Simply, if they'd gotten a few more rounds than 2, they would have easily swept this game. The Rats seemed lost. They seemed like they didn't have enough ideas. But the Pandas, everyone should be buying Pandas, if he's of age, a beer. Because they owe him that W. They owe him that win. They needed someone to step up. And, you know, of the Rats, he was the one to take the lead. He was the one to finish the game out.
Oh, yeah. Pour one out for Panda, boys. That 1v4 clutch. Won them the match. Got them the round they needed to break Eclige and win them this match. Move them to 11-0 in the CSGO ESEA Open West division.
I hope we see more of Eclige this season. They played a great game. You know, they came back into it. I'd love to see them on the map, but they actually seem to know. But great game from both of you guys. I'm glad that Eclige made it close. I'm glad that Rats, you know, you guys were dominant on CT side. That knife round must have been the most important knife round of the season. Eclige, peak when your teammates throw flashbangs. That's all I'm asking. You know, it might work out for you, but a little bit better. But that's going to be it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us. Please drop a follow. We're going to be dropping any sort of ESEA Open Advanced main teams we're going to be casting. You know, if you have any sort of requests, you're like, hey, please cast my games, I would love it. You know, we do hear someone in the chat saying, shout out to my boy Clive. Man's the best meat beater west of the Mississippi. Man gets so little bitches. The last time he was one was while he was into scat porn, and he transitioned to scat hentai porn. You know, we respect that, Clive. You know, we don't judge here. I think Nolan has a lot of information on that subject specifically. But yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight. If you guys have any requests of specific teams you want us to cast your games, hit us up here at Twitch. Hit us up at Twitter. My Twitter handle is @CharmlessFever. I don't know if Cryptic Cast has a Twitter so far. I'm sure they have. I know he has an Instagram. Maybe you can hit him up on that at Cryptic Cast. Basically, we're going to be back. Follow us up. We might hit it. Nolan, I think you have some final words to say.
Yes, final trademark. I'm blanking it.
Oh my gosh.
What's the meme? My changed. No, here we go. I got it.
Let's reset.
I just blanked it. I don't know why I blanked it. All right, here we go. Final trademark. Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.